All right. It is the 24th of July, 2012. I am Nemo DeNovo, and, now that we're several days into the Aurora, Colorado shootings, and we've had an opportunity to see an awful lot of things come out, I want to offer some analysis, thoughts, and, a few things I haven't seen anybody talk about. Beyond the obvious, it doesn't matter where you want to go with this, whether this is real, staged, is almost irrelevant, to be honest with you. And we can spend an awful lot of time going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on all of these different topics. We can take this apart from a tactical perspective that it is virtually impossible that one man, a single shooter, went in and did this with the accuracy that it appears that whomever did this had. We can break down, the amount of time it would have taken him to put on all of this gear, especially any of you current duty military people know if he had a military issue body armor, neck to groin, it's not easy to put on. And it generally takes two people, and it takes a little time. I've seen reports of he had an AR, he didn't have an AR, it jammed, he walked up and down aisles with a shotgun, on and on and on. I think a little common sense and, a little critical thinking, putting your emotions to the side when you view all of this, the situation in and of itself falls apart pretty fast. So there's really almost no purpose in getting deeper into that than a lot of other people already are. The bottom line is, qui bono. Who benefits and what is the benefit? Tons of people are out there screaming and hollering and yelling that, they're going to use this to take the guns. Well, I don't see that as a reality at all. In fact, I think there is a game plan behind this. There's things that are obviously the power structure is going to attempt to achieve in doing this. One of the biggest that I have not seen anyone discuss yet, and you see it in the headlines, no one's really connected the dots, that he built this arsenal via mail order. Well, from my perspective, I think that one of the things you're going to see them target because of this are what is known as the 80% kits. And, look into this for yourself. Google 80% AR-15 kits. There's a lot of companies out there that provide a lower receiver, which is the part that the ATF wants you to register, that is not complete. It needs some final machining to be a functional lower receiver. So it is a loophole in the current legal structure that I think is what the power structure wants to close with this more than anything else. And a secondary point that I can certainly see coming up that more than gun confiscation everyone should fear would be mandatory psychological evaluations before you are able to purchase a firearm. Therefore, putting some government bureaucrat between you and the Second Amendment. That's all the people who fearmonger are going to take our guns. Here they come. They're going to do door-to-door confiscations. That's not going to happen. It is not practical. It is not tactically realistic. I absolutely do not see that happening. Our military has enough problems keeping some of these small countries that we're in under control. If you really think about the concept of door-to-door gun confiscations here in the United States, or even if they fearmonger to the point that they get a lot of people to turn them in, they're never going to get them all. And I'm sure those who perceive themselves in control They realize this. They understand this. They know this. And they're not going to do anything to actually implement that. They're going to fearmonger. And that's a lot of what the Colorado incident is fear-mongering. You know, there's an awful lot of esoteric stuff around this. You know, was this a ritual event? You know, I think in the grander scope of things, it doesn't matter. What matters is the agenda is moving forward. It is another incremental step. So they'll let the fervor and all of the craziness go on right now, realizing, understanding that at a time in the future, this will be rolled back out to open this wound again as a part of all of our trauma-based mind control that, you know, most everyone lives through and falls victim to until you begin to see it and catch yourself and not get as deeply caught in it. And there'll be laws passed, probably at a federal level, more than a local level, because that is what the greater goal is. The goal is to shift the power from the local level and the state level to the federal level. So if they can implement psychological evaluations as, you know, a reasonable form of gun control, that's the way it's going to be sold. It's reasonable. And no matter where, excuse me, where you sit on this, the true premise of the Second Amendment is to allow the citizenry to protect themselves from a tyrannical government or power structure. So, you know, I have a view. If you're going to arm one idiot, you better arm them all, or it's not sporting. And in what's going on here, you know, you can let a mentally handicapped or crazy person drive a car, and they're just as likely to kill. You can kill someone with newspaper and toothpaste. You can make a blowgun. Violence is the ultimate equalizer, or ultimate authority even. Whether we like this fact or not, doesn't matter. It's still a fact. And humans will never be equal and never truly be free until we all have the equal ability to take another life at 10 feet or more. Then and only then will we really be free. And does it have its downsides? Absolutely. Is it frightening? Are we, you know, can we potentially deal with incidents like this? Yes. Absolutely. And, you know, to a lot of the naysayers and the you know, chair commandos and everything out there, had there been someone else CCWing, could they have done something? Yeah, sure. It's possible. And even with body armor, get shot with body armor. It's not a good thing. It would have at least gotten his attention. It would have at least slowed the situation down. And again, this is predicating that this is a real event. There is quite a bit of evidence out there that, you know, whether it's completely fake or staged, again, I don't think that matters. I think the root of the issue here is an attempt to, number one, incrementally walk forward additional firearm controls to bring in psych evals slowly, you know, over time. These people work in a longer time frame than we do. And to shut down the 80% kits. And I really do encourage everyone, look into that for yourself. There's a lot of companies out there that make this. I think those companies deserve your support. Especially right now would probably be a really good thing, because that sends a message back to the power structure too. Not all of this, for all the people that are, you know, are in fear and, oh my God, we're going to have to do this and this. This is a mental game, and we can defeat this at the mental level. All these choices are not just mine to make; they're yours too. Start looking at these events critically. Get out of your emotions. When you catch yourself getting emotional, stop dealing with it for a minute. Right now, in the U.S. for certain, and probably worldwide, as most of my stuff does get around the world, we need to be a lot less Captain Kirk and a lot more Mr. Spock. Logic should rule the day. Beyond that, keep paying attention. I'm sure a lot more is going to come out in the days and weeks to come. My advice is don't become consumed by this. No different than many other episodes and incidents in history. Solving this puzzle will not change things dramatically for all of us. But becoming aware of what's going on and beginning to understand the playbook and to beginning to understand the backstory and the undercurrent, why certain things are happening, will allow more and more and more of us to see through these things quicker than ever before. And that, I think, is the most frightening thing to those who perceive themselves in control, because they have relied on the illusion for so long. And with the internet, with YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all these different tools available to us, now more than ever, we are able to counterbalance what they are doing. We are able to get the word out faster and get people to think. That is more important than waking people up. Just the little seeds, the little jewels of knowledge that you leave with someone that makes them think, that makes them question, is a more powerful tool than attempting to get someone to be at your or my or whomever's level of understanding in a minute. This is a journey we all make on our own. And just nudging people in the right direction is the best that you or I or anyone else can do. Put them on the path and then let them find their own way. All right, until the next YouTube videocast comes out, this is Nemo De Novo checking out. Be well, be safe, listen to all, follow none, and think for yourself. And, definitely check me out some of the other places, Facebook, Twitter, my website, survivechange.com. Everything else is Survive Change. And every Saturday, Oracle Broadcasting Network, oraclebroadcasting.com, 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. Much more of this to come in the days and weeks ahead. Be safe.